Two caravanning poems I'm sure you'll all probably be fairly au fait with. And they're written by Bob Magle from My Pond. Now Bob I'd say is probably the greatest writer, one of the greatest writers Australia's had. He's written more poetry than Banjo Patterson. He's just written a book actually called Crocs and Leopard Skin Shorts or something like that. And at any rate, he said that they're going to try and make a TV series out of it, 10 one-hour episodes. So I've read the book. It's very raw. It's very raw as it was said and that, and a lot of bad language in it. But it's a real good book. This is Caravanning Bliss. There was movement at the station, so wrote down a famous man. But how did the banjo know this? Perhaps he towed a caravan. Perhaps Banjo has been woken in a van park from his sleep, some 2 hours before the sunrise, by strange noises from the deep. All the of the van legs being screwed up in the dark, as the first nocturnal traveller starts to wake the sleeping park. Then, just like a feral mating call, some others answer back with their flaming chorus as the first start down the track. Everything that's packs metallic, and it clatters, bangs and dongs, and they bark out loud instructions and hollow clacks of their thongs. Now, it's best to warm your motor if you're leaving in the dark, especially if it's diesel and jackhammers all the park. Because now it's time to hook on, and you hear the circus start. More left, not right. I said this way, you pig-headed deaf old fart. And how dare you call me brainless, you ungrateful senile drone? If you don't want my direction, do it on your flaming own. And by now the doors are slamming just to finish off the show. Are you sure you turned the gas off? And you yell, just flame and go! Because now it's almost daylight and the camp picks up the pace as these geriatric gypsies begin their morning race. For the next park is their target, where their metal ants they flock, for the first in gets the best shade, and it's close to the ablution block. But for us still vainly sleeping, we just toss and kick and turn. Who said holidays are restful? Beauty sleep is what we earn. But there's miles of zippers zinging as the tents will fold to go, and there's camper van doors grinding as they whiz-bang to and fro. And there's neighbours out there yelling, "Looks another nice day, Fred," and you think it would be better if you mob were still in bed. You can't beat them, so you join them in their hyperactive spree, for the laundry now is full swing, throbbing like a DC-3. To the bathroom men are walking, holding buckets with a lid, while discussing ageing prostrates and comparing what each did. Then a rotten kid starts whinging and will not do what he's told. "Bring back the lash, you yell out. It worked fine in days of old." All this action makes you thirsty, so you start to lift a lid, and he comes from out of nowhere, the eternal outback kid. He's a clone of Harry Butler, Malcolm Douglas rolled in one. He has fished and climbed and driven every track under the sun. And he brags about his conquest, twice around the bush and back, though you half suspect his tinny has been welded on his rack. For this man is a fanatic. He's travelled everywhere. After half an hour ear-bashing, you will sure wish he was still there. Because now in the park it's showtime. Magic moments all can share. You prepare for entertainment as you grab a beer and chair. From here come the new arrivals, with wives all looking terse. You thought leaving was a hassle. Well, arriving's 10 times worse. Because hand-waving female logic and male thinking won't compute. So a jackknife's at the van site soon erupts in hot dispute. It's as good as any circus, wife and husband on attack, as spectators in their deck chairs watch the rig shunt up and back. Well, there's trees and shrubs to back through, and a water tap, of course, when the happy couple unhook, mostly ending in divorce. Then in come the tourist buses with their worn-out frazzled crew, and they bail out almost running, for they all have jobs to do. Then a canvas city rises, built with hammers, echoed clacks, from the old girls driving tent pegs like they're laying railway tracks. Then it's 8 p.m, cheap phone calls. There's a rush to all get through. There's 3 phones for 90 people, and you're the last one in the queue. With the callers always yelling, because their homes are far away, forcing half the pack to eavesdrop on each word they have to say. Telling all about the weather and adventures they've been through. Then they swap and start repeating from the other's point of view. Then the lights dim on the back campground and a gentle hush then falls, except the drone of rasping snoring through each caravan's thin walls. And you drift to gentle slumber as sweet dreams flit through your brain till at 5 a.m. there's hell, here we go again. He's a wonderful writer, Bob Mager, because he's a professional. He's done everything in his life. He's been a shearer, farmer, everything, nearly everything. A dairy farmer and a farmer, sheep farmer and a shearer. And he travels a month every year at least. He goes around Australia in a caravan just getting information, getting material for his... I mean, he's got a vivid imagination and he's really very good. The sequel to that, I'll read a bit later on. It's maybe better than that, I don't know. I knew a couple down in Geelong called Fred and Ethel. And they used to go at that Avalon Air Show every year. And Fred would say, "Ethel, I'd like a ride in one of them there planes." Ethel would say, "Fred, just cut it out. That costs $10. And $10 is $10. This one every year, except the last Fred said, "Damn it all, Ethel," he said, "I'm 70 years old this year," he said. "If I don't go up this year, I'll never go up." "Fred," she said, "just cut it out," she said. $10 is till $10. Well, one of the pilots overheard this conversation. He said, "Look," he said, "I'll take you up for nothing, providing you don't say anything." He said, "If you say anything, it's going to be double price." So up he went and he did all the daredevil loops and dives and spins and rolls and not a word. Pulled up back at the drum and he turned around to Fred. "Well," he said, "that's amazing," he said, "not a word." "No," Fred said. He said, "I was going to call out," he said, "when Ethel fell out," he said. But he said $10 is $10. This chap went along to see his doctor. His doctor, he said, "I've had terrible headaches." He said, "And I've tried every remedy in the book," he said, "for them. Bex, Panadol, aspirins, Aspros, you name it." He said, "And I've tried," he said, "and it won't work." "Well, the doctor said, that's a funny thing," he said, "but I had that same thing about 6 months ago," he said, "and I didn't know what to do," he said, and here he said, "I went home and made love to my wife," he said, "and fixed it up." He said, "Try that," he said. So he saw him in the street a week later and he said, "How'd you get on?" "Yes," he said, "Good, doctor." He said, yes, I fixed them up all right." He said, "By Joe's, doctor," he said, "you've got a lovely bedroom." Would you agree that love was the greatest thing in the world?
Yes.
I think it is. But when you get to my age, toilet paper runs a close second. This bloke said, "Who introduced you to your wife?" Well, he said, "Oh, no one really." He said, "Oh, I just met her at a function somewhere." He said, "No," he said, "I can't blame anyone." Are there any golfers here? Well, there's lots of poems about golfers and what have you. I reckon this is one of the best. I did a bowling club. I did a show at the bowling club last night, and I always do this wherever I go to a bowling club. I like doing it at any rate.